there. So, I'm actually headed off to Malta in about a second, but I was eating my dinner and perusing the internet and had kind of an aha moment and I felt like sharing it. So, here I am. Um, so what I want to talk about today is why politics are so damn hard to talk about because it's really easy to offend other people when you discuss politics. Um, and it's one of those big dividers and people don't really like to talk about it. So, what better way to make people uncomfortable than to talk about it, right? Right. So, we're going to do that. Um, so I'd like to hear your thoughts and everything on why you think politics are difficult to talk about. Um, but my personal view is politics is difficult to talk about because it's basically a matter of interpretation. Everyone's presented the same essential facts, the same. We learn the Constitution in high school. We learn about the governmental process and what the history of politics is. And yes, there might be a certain slant depending on where you went to school. I went to school in a very liberal town, and so I think there's definitely a democratic slant to what I learned. But I mean, you learn that later, and you can go back and reevaluate and see if that's what you actually believe in or not. Um, but yeah, so we're all pretty much given the same basic facts, and then what we're left to do is make our own choices and opinions. And that's when we internalize it, we interpret it, and we decide what we think should be the best outcome. For example, on the issue of abortion. Yes, I know, very touchy topic. Why did I bring it up? This is why. So, you have two people who have gone to the same exact schools all their life. They've been presented all of the same information. The only thing that's different is they have different families, they have different upbringings, they have different beliefs perhaps, but all of the governmental factors, all of the facts that they've been given are essentially the same. Yes, religion might be different and it's debatable whether that's fact or not, but the hard facts about the issue are the same. Okay? Accept that premise. Alright, moving on. So then person one internalizes it, talks to their family about it, says, hey, like, this is what I learned in school today, this is the issue. There's a lot of people who are pro-abortion, there are a lot of people who are anti-abortion, sorry, pro-life, pro-choice, I think that's what the technical terms are for it. Um, and where do you think I should fall? Where do you fall? Let me hear your opinions. Bounce it off your family. Figure out where they stand on it. Figure out if you agree with them, disagree, what the reasons are, etc. And so, a lot of the time when we talk about political issues, we're sharing our own opinions and beliefs, and that gets really easy to destroy. What I mean by that is if you're having a frank conversation with someone and you trust them and you value their opinion and you really hold them in high regard and you differ on your interpretation of some issue that you place value in, that's going to be detrimental to your relationship, regardless of what that relationship is. And that's why it's so hard to talk about it because it's ideas that are completely and totally yours because they're completely and totally your own interpretation. And when someone doesn't come to that same conclusion, it's sometimes really hard to understand and empathize with them. And also, it's very easy to kind of tear down their conclusion and try and replace it with your conclusion, which is why people pretend, and it's just not nice. We should just all love each other and value our own conclusions and not necessarily more than other people's because you know what? Someone else's conclusion might be just as valid as yours is. So that's my thought of the day, I guess, and I hope it made some sort of sense and wasn't entirely me rambling. But I'm gonna go to Malta now, so I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend.